Hi and welcome to On Two Wheels. So today we are going to fit a ARX tower on a DR650. Stay tuned. So over the past couple of months, we've got the DRZ400 ARX tower pretty much sorted. So Davin already has the latest ARX tower on his bike. As you see, it looks pretty amazing, blends right in with the bike. And now we are about to try it out on our next candidate, a DR650. So something that we realized in the whole trial and error process is that the fitment of the DRZ400 tower and the DR650 tower are actually kind of different. The mounting mechanism is completely different. In fact, the DR650 in fact has some pre-drilled holes on the frame, which makes assembly a lot easier. So if you look here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 holes on the frame itself, which makes mounting the tower a lot easier. When fitting a rally tower, there's quite a few pieces that need to come off the bike. So that also means that you get an opportunity to reorganize all your wiring. So something that we are doing on this particular bike is making sure that all the wiring comes and connects onto the dashboard. So this includes the heated grips, the light switches, as well as making sure that the wire harness is tucked away between the tower plates. And we now have the man behind the scene, Davin. Hey Davin.
How we going?
So, are we ready for the DR650 tower to go on?
I think so.
Yep.
I think so.
So something that we are doing different here is the wiring, which is a little bit of an add-on that you wouldn't normally have with any other tower, right?
It's more like a special privilege because it's a donor bike, so
Yep.
helping him out, making sure it's all done, all sorted.
Yep.
He's a happy customer, and then if it works for him, it will work for everybody else. So.
And gives us a chance to play around with the wiring as well to make sure everything fits.
Yep.
Perfect. So in the end, this headlight and that headlight is essentially going to look the same because we are using the standard tower for both of them, except the actual bike mounting.
Yes, exactly right.
So we've got all the components here that go on the tower. So if you start from the bike end of it, first we've got the mounts that go onto the bike frame itself. So good thing here is pretty much goes straight onto the bike and uses holes on the frame. Next we've got the tower main plates. So this supports all the other components of the tower, as well as the fuse box if you get the Dakar version. Fuse box on the other side for the Dakar version. Then we've got the main dash plate itself. So the main purpose of having the rally tower. These go right under the dash plate. So that supports the dash plate and connects it to the rest of it.
Yep.
And then we've got the special bits, the white ones. So these let you adjust the tower dash plate angle. So
fully adjustable.
So depending on how tall you are or what angle you like your dash at, you could just adjust it a little bit. Then we've got the 1, 2, and 3 mounting points for the screen itself. So that's that. And what's this tab? I've lost track of that.
That's the adjuster for the headlight for your height. So if you've got a pack of something on there, you can always adjust it so you're not shining in people's eyes and stuff like that on traffic. So
so this is what the spotlight fits onto.
That's the mount for the spotlight.
And then we've got the screen itself. So the screen itself is, so right now we have the one standard size, which is pretty much about, in my sense, like I'm 168 and it's at around my neck level. So it's a little bit mid chest for you, right? At what, how tall are you? 170?
189.
189. But the good thing is, you and I right now both have the same height screen.
Yes.
But neither of us have an issue with it. Like
none at all.
Ridden up to Geelong and not had any wind issues so far. That was a 100k ride. And pretty much went there with no wind hitting my chest. And you did well. You went all the way into Dargo.
I went from Sale all the way back on the highway.
So that's
3 hours on the highway, 100 k's an hour, no worries at all.
And then last but not least, we've got the decal.
The screen decal.
So that's probably the most customizable part of the whole tower, right? You've got a selection of how many? 8? No, 12
I think there's 12 for the DRZ and another 6 for the DR650.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be updating that on the website when we have new designs coming out. And there's another test.
Yeah.
Tickle.
So that's what it looks like, folded up and the sticker on it. So
cool. Then you've got a few spaces that also come with the set. So these pretty much make sure the two side panels stay nice and tight, and they're all held with M6 bolts, so of different lengths depending on at what point of the tower you use it. And then we've got the electrical bits. We've got the fuse box. So this takes in a standard 12 volt line from the battery. And just before that is the master switch. So pretty much you can turn off all the power that goes onto the... There we go.
Yeah.
So you can pretty much turn off... that's useful.
Yeah.
Depending on what you want, you could always just customize how you do your own wiring. But what we do is typically run this as the master switch for all the electrical accessories on the dash. So you can just cut it all out. And then this is going to be the switch for
whatever they want. Yeah. Some people want it for headlights, so they can turn the spotlight on and off. Other people want it for heated grips. So it all depends on what you want. So that one's sort of left blank.
Yeah. And then if you want a few toggle switches, you've got the little holes. The 12 volt in the middle.
Yeah, 12 volt USB charger and voltmeter.
Then we've got the spotlight itself. So this is the big boy light, the 2100.
That's the big boy light, and that's the standard.
The 1200. So my current tower has two lights. I've got the small and the medium, which toggle between low beam and high beam. But moving forward, since we now have an ADR light, we forgot the ADR light.
Here it is.
Yeah. So then we've got the ADR headlight. The good thing here is it's road legal, so pretty much you could use it for normal use, and when you go off-road or long distances in the dark, you've got the spotlight. So the spotlight pretty much helps you, you don't run into anything you don't expect.
No, that's when you can see there at the bottom what kind of lighting you got. It's 438 meters there, so it's pretty impressive, that light.
So with that, we can start assembling the tower. So Davin's done a bit of wiring here. So pretty much taken away all the unnecessary bits.
Yep. Yeah, the old brackets and that are all gone.
So these are what normally go on the forks to hold on to the headlight. They definitely need to come off. You can't keep it on. It gets in the way. I noticed on my DRZ as well.
So a couple of bolts and forks now.
I guess we can just start now. So that's the first bracket going through.
That's what this bracket mount holds.
Oh, okay.
Watch out for broken ankles.
Yeah, something that I also realized when assembling mine last time around was that when you torque everything up at the very beginning, when it comes to that last bit of, I think it was the screen.
Yeah.
When it comes to getting the screen on, it becomes really difficult. Another good thing about version 2 is that all the wires get to be tucked in between the plates. Actually, the DR650 seems to have a lot fewer wires than the DRZ.
I think so too.
Because the harness is a lot more complex than this. It's got so many... hold on.
Digital screen, I suppose.
Oh yeah, digital screen as well.
Yeah.
So what's your contribution been so far, Caleb, on this?
Oh, I help him. He gets me all my coffees.
Yep. So have you rerouted the throttle cables over the left, or did it originally come on the left?
It was already, he had his mounted like this already.
Yep.
But it did come over this side and around and through.
Okay.
Actually, I think he had it. Yeah, and the clutch come through this side.
Okay.
So I'll have to put the clutch in on this side now.
Right. Yep. That's what we've done on the DRZ 400 as well.
Yes, exactly. Just frees it up a little bit.
Yep. So here we're gonna start using spacers. Yep. So these are the spacers that pretty much keep the two plates from moving vertically.
No, horizontally.
Yeah, horizontally. True.
Yeah.
So the version 1 tower really had a lot of assembly. Let's say it required a lot more intuitive knowledge to see, I guess, where the 35mm M6 bolts go, the 40s, the 45s.
No.
Yeah, so this has pretty much simplified a lot of that.
This one doesn't have any.
Okay, so now we are going to go in with the main dash plates. So the main dash plate is pretty much the easiest part to fit now, because previously it was the hardest part because they used to be 20 millimeters apart. So getting all those spaces in between was like a lot of pain. With great innovation and engineering, we've solved two problems. We have a place to store all the wires and made installation a lot easier. Yep. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the main harness going through them, just so that it kind of tucks in nicely without sticking and hanging around. This is the second main plate going on. Oh, already feels pretty firm.
Yeah, right.
So this is just finger tight and it feels pretty firm. There's hardly any wobble. Just loosening it up again, just to make sure that everything gets tightened evenly. Is there a particular torque that you use on this?
No, just hand tight. Like, because it's a lock nuts, there's no specific torque setting or anything like that. So.
And the good thing with lock nuts is it holds. Like when I first got mine fitted, I did like an entire test ride of 100 Ks with just one bolt holding the whole tower on.
Oh, really?
So I had fitted everything on the bike, but taken off the tower to adjust the windscreen, and then it was in the middle of the night and I was in a bit of a rush, so I loosened everything except one nut just to get the screen on. And once I got the screen on, I stopped the job there, and when I came back the next day I forgot that I hadn't put the rest of the tower bolts on, and well, I just went for a test ride, and somewhere around Brighton I realized there was only one bolt on, and that's kind of a scary moment when you're like 30k from home and everything's being held with just one bolt. But the good thing is it's a lock nut, and the fact that the plates are pretty much clamping against each other kept the whole tower on, and got home without an issue, and made sure I got all the other bolts back on the tower.
How do we want the adjustments straight away?
It's going to be loose anyway. We'll do that later. Hold them together. Okay.
Probably at the bottom.
Need more strength?
That's it. A bit more. Really more. You say place. Yeah, that's the same place.
A little bit higher, yeah, there you go.
I don't know why that was so tight.
So it's bolt, spacer, adjuster, spacer, bolt.
Don't normally put this on till you finish your wiring, but I'll put it on. On other ones, I put these two together before I mounted it.
So yeah, it makes sense to build, assemble the dash onto the right angle and then onto the white bracket, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just a word of warning when you do it, because there's so much angle and adjustment there. Make sure you have it right before you do it up nice and tight. Otherwise you'll be like me, OCD, and it's slightly off.
Yeah, so you can get it this horizontal and a lot more vertical. Yeah.
There's a lot of, otherwise you're riding down and your dash is on the lean.
Do you want to show how much adjustment it is, like dashboard wise? So this is one of the best parts. Depending on how tall you are or what angle you like your dashboard to be, the tower, it becomes very adjustable. So all the components of the tower are now on except the screen. So it gives you a pretty good idea of exactly where everything should go. We've got pretty much the whole tower on, and now it's pretty much getting the light and the electrics on. Do you think we'll have time to do the electrics? Okay, so we might not do the electrics today because it's very straightforward and depends on it's a very personal choice on how you want your electrics to be. But here we've got the light on. So the light's held on with 3 bolts, 2 at the top and 1 at the bottom, and that's where that adjustable bracket comes into play. So just tuck all the wires underneath. So technically, if you don't use a spotlight, you're pretty much done. This is all you need to do.
Yep.
So it's just that if you've got the extra spotlight, it sits over here.
Yep.
That's the DRZ tower. DRZ happens to have the indicators mounted on the tower as well. How about the DR650? Does the indicators go on the tower?
Yep.
It can, right?
Yep.
There we go.
So that suits aftermarket and standard ones.
And it's in a position that it won't break off if you drop the bike.
Exactly.
All right, so we've got the screen going on. So this is not the actual screen, but it's more for demo purposes.
Yep.
It's a pretty easy job to put on the screen, so it wouldn't hurt to just get it on to see what it looks like. So we've got to a stage where the entire tower is on the bike. The only thing missing is pretty much the last bit of wiring. But yeah, so that's pretty much just connecting the wiring and setting up the accessories depending on how you want. So we've got the screen, which is off Davin's bike just for demo purposes. That's why it looks yellow and not white. Yeah, let's go to the side, and Davin, do you want to walk through the switches?
So we've got main power switch, so you come from the relay and in, so you can turn them on and off with the key. And that'll power the fuse box, which will go on the side here. And everything gets powered from there. You know, you've got your USB and voltmeter.
Oh yeah, that's quite useful.
Yeah, with the waterproof covering. You've got this other switch here where this client wants it set up for for heated grips, but you can put whatever you want there. You've got your toggle switches.
And he's got a RAM mount coming here, right?
RAM mounts. Yes, he does have a RAM mount coming. Let's do some wiring.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wiring and start riding.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go for a spin.
Yeah. So yeah, so that wraps up our video. Thank you very much for watching. We'll always open to it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of ideas that come from the community as well.
Yes,
right?
a lot.
Thank you once again for watching. I'll see you next time.